All right. Looks like we're live. Without a net. That literally means there's no net. Without means it's not there. Yeah. We're gonna do this though, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully get some words in today. That would be really nice. Because I really, really need to get some writing in today. Is it going to work? I don't know. Right now, I'm going through some emails. There's Chad. Good morning back, my friend. Hope your day is going wonderful so far. What are we working on today? We're still gonna be working on this King of the Mountain. Um, Again, I don't have a definitive X number of words in mind, kind of thing. I'm gonna write and see what happens. You gotta figure out where I am in this thing. It's going well. Bought a new MacBook Neo. Never had a MacBook before. Just working on second Owl Draft. This is for publisher. No, this is for an agent. This is for. Then I'm gonna write this book, and then I'm gonna start looking for it. This is my Southern Gothic noir thriller. I'm about 43,000 words. So I'm about halfway done with this. It's gonna be a little longer than I normally write. Just got to figure out where I am in this book. Overcoat will both be trying to land an agent this year. Yep. There's Keith. Yeah, we're I'm not even looking at agents or anything like that. People keep going, oh, look at this place for agents. Oh, talk to this person. Oh, have you looked? I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything with agents until I'm finished with the book. That will help me move the book along. And again, there's no rush, like I have to have an agent by this date or anything like that. I have two other similar type feel books that I'm working on. I'm not actively working on, but I have worked on them. One of them is 28,000 words in, and the other is about 9,000 words in. So I'll be playing with those right after this one's completed, and then I get it beta read. I get my editor is going to run through it, and then I'm going to start looking for agents. At that point, probably by who knows, probably by the fall into the winter, I'll start looking for an agent or beyond that, obviously. But then I'm going to jump on another one of these books. I'm going to finish another one. So my goal is to finish 3 of these so that an agent will grab it and then say, what else you got? And hopefully sell a couple, 3 books. Mercedes told me to use, oh crap, what's it called? Some website. I think it was Query Tracker. Yeah, that's what Amanda Ward used when she was doing it, and John David, who I interviewed, that's what he used. He used Query Tracker, which is I've seen it in the past, and unless they've upgraded it, it looks awful. It's like Smashwords, old school, but it has a ton of information on it. And Duotrope also has a section for agents as well that a lot of people have said was really worked out really good. So I had a spot in this book where a character dies, or you think the character is dead, whatever. And then I thought about it, and I thought about it. I'm like, it's too soon in the book, like just too soon. So I had to go back and rewrite. So the last 2 days, I've gotten no added words, but I have worked on this book. Ches, I'm nowhere near ready to start seeking an agent, but at some point this year I will be. I just need to do a rewrite of this novel I have. Key says, guys, I'm past 48 hours without a rejection from the dark. Even if they reject you at this point, still a win. 100% still a win. Which also means if they reject you, the next time you submit to them, in about 12 minutes, they're going to reject you. That's just law of averages. I'm drinking mushroom coffee today. Does the dark normally have a super fast turn? Oh, super crazy fast, like same day. I've always been rejected within 12 to 24 hours. Yeah. Like you submit to them in the morning, and by that night, by dinner time, you're rejected. They are on it. It's like, what was the other one? Nightmare Magazine? Was that the other one that did that? Like people were getting like literally like 12 minutes later, they were getting rejected. I'm like, you didn't even, you read the first line of that and you're like, not interested. That's all that was, which is, you know what, which is fine. You got to hook them. Apparently either people love Keith's work, or people are like, this is so atrocious, we got to put this off to the side. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's very good. That's good getting out there, you know what I'm saying? He says, did you guys see the Misfits antho? Pay 8 cents per word, looking for 1,221 things out of place sort of theme. Sent my newest to them. No, I went through my what day was that? Wednesday after YouTube Live, I sent out like 4 more short stories to various places, but it was more or less like the places I knew. So I'm sure Duotrope has that in it, and I will find it. Dang, 12 minutes, that's when you know they're reading some of those. It was a dark and stormy night. The morning I woke up and looked in the mirror of my brown hair and yeah. Yeah, because you see that a lot with them, and then I'm like, you don't ever just want to say it, but you want to go, was your story just bad? Or are they just happen to go, oh, new story came in, let me just read these. As soon as they boom, it just popped in, and 12 minutes I read through your story real quick, or most of it, and I'm like, not interested. Who knows? There's always a lot that goes into that, but also a lot that goes into that is also, it just might not be a great book or a great story. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not even looking or worrying about agents or anything right this moment. We'll see what happens. Because I feel like if I waste a lot of time looking at agents, talking with agents, then am I going to end up just doing that instead of writing the damn book? And if you find somebody like, oh, I just found a great, phenomenal agent, but he's open now until the end of the month or in the next week or whatever, like that doesn't help. I wish a fine day to all you opinionated folks. I don't know who's opinionated you think is in here, Mr. Frank. Oh yeah, it's like all of us. What's going on? You guys, you're getting. I'm gonna guess this is your time of the year. You're getting beat to hell at work, right? You found a phenomenal Asian. Yes, that's what we mean. I don't even know what that means. Third place for a moment. Yeah, there's only 3 of you in here, I think. But you know what? Hold on to it as long as you can, my friend. Work is ridiculous. Yeah. Agent Hooker. Thanks for the heads up on that, Antho Keith. 8 cents is in my wheelhouse, and so is 1,200 words. I'm going to see what I can come up with this week for it. Nice. Hey, Frank, hope you're enjoying your Friday so far. So far. Frank, you saw the Steve Evans, the studio fire in Belleville. That's actually that studio is 3 blocks from where I grew up. I was born in Newark, the hospital in Newark, but then we lived until I was 4. We lived in Belleville. And literally 3 blocks away is that studio. Or I guess was that studio. It burned down. So just order me up some hot sauces, blackberry scotch bonnet, grapefruit habanero, and miso Thai chili. Nice. He says, closes on May 16th. I just heard of it yesterday. My current short is exactly that. You sound like you hate your gut, Frank. Yeah, I saw that. Didn't realize that was your Belleville. That's my Belleville. Yeah, and that's Steve from American Angel. In fact, when I managed that band in the 90s, they recorded their second album for Koch Records in that very studio. So I remember we went up there and I'm like, wait a minute, I know exactly where I am. And then we took a ride during a break to get some food. That's right there, that apartment building, right there, bottom left. That's where I grew up. My own personal Belleville. Yes. It's going to be the name of my next book. Tom says, grapefruit habanero. Now that sounds good. You piqued Tom's interest. Do you like tasting your food, Chad? Always. But I'm not into punishing myself. We all have different taste buds. Let's be positive, people. Positive Friday. But I just found that anthology. Now you've piqued my interest on the duo trope. Frank says, too bad you don't live there now. They haven't had school all week because of the smell of the fire. Nice. Then I would be out of school all week. Frank says, hot sauce brings joy, not punishment. Tom says, I approve of Butt Hut Barbecue simply because of the name, right? Here's the weird part, Tom. They have a drawing, a rendering, if you will, on the wall. And it's the front of a woman carrying barbecue with large bazongas. And I'm like, Butt Hut should be her facing the other way, showing off her butt hut. That's the only part I didn't like about that. I had the rest of it, the leftovers for dinner last night. Delicious. They give you a really nice, big, thick Texas toast. Frank says, Tom, Mastodon sauces. Made by the band or made from real Mastodon DNA? Keith says, looks like they already have a cover image up. This will be the press's third book. I think they're doing aren't they doing or maybe they did do a Kickstarter for this, I seem to remember. Chad asks, anyone ever tried Del von Frankenstein's hot sauce? Chad says they probably mean pork butt, Armand, not human butt. You know what? If it just says butt, I automatically go to butt that I like. Frank says, no, but I've tried Slayer's hot sauce. Made from real super hot mastodons. Yeah. Some of those mastodons were so hot, that's why they died out. Also, I've tried Alice Cooper's hot sauces. Have you ever tried Lenny Kravitz hot sauce? Or Maroon 5 hot sauce? Both delicious. Aldo Nova hot sauce is my go-to. Made with just enough Canadian syrup in it, maple syrup. What's the Slayer sauce called? Show No Mercy? That one Alice Cooper sauce was hotter than it should have been. Well, because he mixes it at home in Detroit. He mixes it through, Alice Cooper basically strains it through old car parts. Yeah, I'll probably write something for this. I just got to think something up. I might have something, but I always feel like I should always write something new. That way I keep the ideas flowing and also, but then I get into the day like I did the other day and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna find a bunch of anthologies and just send some stories out. Frank says, Hell Awaits and Rain in Blood are the two Slayer sauces. That makes sense. Cooper has lived in Arizona for decades. Chad, it's Positive Friday. Let's not always give all of the information. We all know that. He loves out there for golfing. But it sounds funnier. Funny humor. It sounds funnier if I say Detroit. And then I say he runs all the stuff through old car parts. That makes the joke funny. When you say, oh, he's in Arizona, that's not really positive, and that's not really funny. Rain and Blood is a stupid name for a hot sauce. I agree with that. But you know they got to use names of kind of like the Skid Row when they did Slave to the Grind coffee. That made sense. Grind, coffee grinds, that one makes sense. But yeah, I see a lot of like Slipknot coffee. I forget what the name of it was, but it's basically just one of their songs. And I'm like, that doesn't mean that literally that coffee does, or that whiskey, I guess. That whiskey name doesn't mean anything. Frank says, Tom, the Reaper? Yeah, I was impressed at that heat level for a gimmicky sauce. It does sound very funny with the car parts joke. You're right. See? It makes it more. Oh, he's in Arizona now and he strains it through sand? That's not funny. I went to Phoenix only to find out Alice Cooper's restaurant had closed. Closed? I didn't even know you had a restaurant. I didn't even know you went to Arizona. Or that you went to Phoenix either. Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits are sauce name worthy, even if they are the worst albums. You know what? You got to make some money off of those albums. I put Show No Mercy up there with Killing Is My Business as bad first albums. At the time, they were, these were like crazy great, but the sound production is awful. The songs aren't all that great. Over the span of those Megadeth and Slayer careers, they are easily like bad. It's like they recorded it in their garage on a 4-track. Dead Skin Mask hot sauce. That makes sense. War Ensemble hot sauce. Also makes sense. Fade to Black. Oh, wait, no, that's not them. Just agreed on the comparison. Killing Us is an album I was fine hearing only a few times. The Accused Roasted Habanero. That I would buy. Chad can find 7 Accused song titles that are worthy of hot sauce. Minimum 7. I remember when Killing Is My Business came out, and I bought it, and I was like, this sound is just awful. Awful. That was back in the day. It was Combat Records was releasing a bunch of those kinds of albums. And the sound, I'm like, where are they recording this crap? It's like they recorded it in Steve Evick's studio in Belleville, but after the fire, they recorded it. Where it says, wow, I had a lot of reading to do to catch up with what you guys have been talking about. Armand, did you start before 12? Yeah, about quarter of, a little bit. It's one of those, Lorraine, where I'm like, why am I just going to sit here for 15 minutes? Let's get some work in. Really, let's just get some talking in. Lorraine, I did an unboxing about an hour ago, and 2 new books. Your book is one of them. So I spoke nicely. I spoke well of you. And then I put the book on the pile, although the book will just go on the shelf, not on the TBR pile, because I have it on Kindle Unlimited. I'm going to read it on Kindle Unlimited. Chad says, Martha Splatterhead's hot hatchet sauce. See, Frank would buy that. Tom would buy that. Geezer Butler's hot sauce prepared exclusively by Geezer Butler. Also very good. Chad says, we only been talking about hot sauces, Lorraine, and then Armand reprimanded me for not being positive. That's pretty much, that catches you up. Cannibal Corpse is an excellent name for a hot sauce. I would definitely have that. Yeah, thanks. We have a lady in the house. That's why I can't wait to see that. What? Yeah, don't read what Tom is posting. There's a I get recipes all the time in my emails, and every now and then I'm like, you know what? I might make that. I might make something tonight. I'm going to make for dinner. I'm going to make sausage and potatoes in the air fryer. I found a new recipe. I've made it before. I like it. I said to my wife, would you eat sausage and peppers, sausage and potatoes? And she said, yes. I said, all right, I will make it for dinner. That way, when she gets home from work, she doesn't have to cook. She's stressed out. She's had an awful week with the idiots at work. She got to bring that dog back tomorrow. So she's stressed about that. I think the cat's going to throw up again. But one of the things I got, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this, I don't even know what it is. I couldn't even open the thing. The thing is called dirty diapers, is the food. And I'm like, why would you call something dirty diapers? Tom says, inappropriate hot sauce named Lorraine. Frank says, because pointing out where Alice Cooper lives is downright loathsome. Ches says, maybe it's just me airing my grievance that he's no longer a Mish boy, Frank. You ever think of that? Frank says, pass. I'm rarely shocked by guys by now, you know. So this is, I just looked up, dirty diapers, a perfect appetizer for baby showers or other informal get-togethers. It's a great appetizer to taste so much like mini slider cheeseburgers. Why do you got to call it that? It's pounded ground beef, small onion, refrigerator crescent roll dough, cheddar cheese, and dill pickles. And you make them almost like you just basically wrap them. You're taking all the ingredients and you're cooking it, and then you're wrapping it in the crescent roll, and then you're just throwing it in the oven. So they look easy enough to make. I would just want to put the dill pickle in it. But why are we calling it that? That's just an awful name. And then I love all of the reviews. Is 3 stars. I did not cut the roll and I used mushrooms instead of. You didn't follow the recipe, so shut up. I mean, hey, positive. Let's be positive. Lorraine says, Chad, I picture you as always cautiously optimistic. Dirty Dipper sounds like boiled cabbage leaves stuffed with English curry, right? Pretty much what I call being a realist. This is America. You can name it whatever you want. No, you shouldn't be able to. There should be laws, governing laws, or this is all just chaos, anarchy. Speaking of emails, Ben & Jerry's has a new 2 new flavors. Key lime pie. Yeah, I'm not a big key lime pie. Oh, black raspberry fudge chunk. Well, that sounds very good. Raspberry swirls and crackling fudge chunks. Oh, I might have to look that one up, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to look that up. That looks good. That looks delicious. He says, tell Ben & Jerry's to bring back Festivus. Now that was an ice cream flavor. What was that one, Keith? I don't remember what they actually had in it. I remember they had that. I don't remember what it was. And a world full of laws, be an outlaw. Lori says, realist. Good word. Crackling fudge chunks, you say. Oh, I said it. They're not just fudge chunks, Frank. They're crackling. That stuff is just crackling. I thought they were open already. I know in Jacksonville, down at what the hipsters call 5 Points, about 10 miles from here. They're opening up a Ben & Jerry's shop, but apparently it's not open yet. Delicious. Tom says us 1%ers don't follow the law. Yeah. Tom don't follow the law. Sitting up in his attic. Fish food and half baked are my Ben & Jerry go-tos. I haven't had Ben and Jerry's in a long time. My wife's not a big fan because for the price you get like nothing. But really, we should be eating nothing. We shouldn't be buying a half gallon of ice cream and eating it. You know what I'm saying? I've never had coffee, buzz, buzz, buzz. It's coffee ice cream with espresso bean fudge chunks. They're not crackling though. It doesn't say crackling. My go-to is the New York Super Fudge chunk. That's always my go-to. Brown sugar ice cream, brown sugar and cinnamon swirl, and I think gingerbread. That sounds delicious. Lorraine says, I'll have to duck out of the chat early today to work on a video to promote Charlie's channel and Substack work, starting with the serious first. Nice. Good luck with all that. Chad says, sounds like you like that stoner ice cream, Frank. How about some Cherry Garcia? I don't know if Charlie likes my style of humor. Worried. I think you'll be good. Don't worry about Charlie. He's a filthy spine breaker. Yeah. For the price, you get exceptional ice cream, but I only buy it on sale. I think my favorite ice cream is probably Moose Tracks. Oh, that's also a very good one. Moose Tracks is also delicious. The brownie batter, also really good. I was like, I've never heard of this. Rosie's Batch. Oh, that's dog. That's ice cream for your dog. I'm not going to eat that. I don't think I'm going to eat that. Chocolate fudge brownie, again, delicious. Chocolate and fudge swirl, delicious. So many deliciousnesses. I'm a chocolate ice cream fan, though. You know, my wife's favorite ice cream is Rocky Road. Not Tobacco Road. Rocky Road. Tom says, controversial opinion, plain vanilla is the best ice cream. I don't like vanilla at all. I don't like it at all. Yeah, get out, Tom is right. This is we're being positive here. Get out. It's not that controversial, Tom. My wife agrees with that. Yes, I think that's pretty controversial, Tom. It has to have toppings, doesn't it? Stoner is no ice cream flavors, I guess. Soft serve vanilla with rainbow sprinkles. What are you, 5? Frosty Paws. Not those weird crunchy things, Lorraine says. Keith says, those rainbow sprinkles are toxic. Explains a lot about you, Tom. Yeah, he's had a lot of sprinkles in his life. Sometimes he just eats a gallon of sprinkles. Frank says, Cherry Garcia isn't interesting enough. The more complicated the flavor, the better. I'll just buy Cherry Briars. Cherry Garcia is fine until you get to the 35-minute solo in the middle of it. Yeah. Has to have 3 flavors going on. Lorraine's very specific. I'm firmly against nuts and ice cream. I love nuts and ice cream. I put my nuts in ice cream all the time. Keep your nuts out of my 31 flavors. We'll buy a half gallon of something. I always try to get something very what do you call that? What do you call that? Chocolatey. Okay, so I'll get like fudge, chocolate fudge, half gallon with brownie in it. Then I take normal chocolate syrup and I pour it on top. Then we also have the, what do you call it, that freezes on top. And then I pour that on top and let it get the hard shell over the whole thing. So it's chocolate on chocolate on chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Delicious. Caramel on top of pralines. Yep, that tops it all. Chess, I love the nuts. Yeah, so, and then every now and then we'll get a thing of nuts. We'll sprinkle that on. Amuse bouche. Pistachio ice cream with chocolate drizzle. You got to put chocolate, even if it already is chocolate. Vanilla's fine, but it's even better if you stick the spoon in the jar of Jif first. Remember those Edie's little nugget bites with the crunchy hard shell chocolate? Oh, those were good. There you go. Get the peanut butter involved. Yeah, I'll my favorite is, I don't know who makes it. It might even be Publix. And it's a peanut butter swirl, chocolate ice cream, peanut butter swirl with brownie chunks in it. And that's crazy. Apparently somebody's sending me a picture of Cody Rhodes from the WWE is in town because of his vodka. He's going to be out. He can be actually going to be over at the 5 minutes from my house. He's going to be selling his vodka at the liquor store. Okay. I don't want to meet Cody Rhodes, but thank you for sending me that. Tom, if you go over to meet Cody Rhodes today to buy vodka, let him know I said hi. Solid coal on the Edie's. Lord, there's a lot of commercial today, is there? Huh. How about the strawberry shortcake ice cream things from the ice cream truck? Yum. My favorite from the ice cream truck is the chocolate eclair. Those with the chocolatey things on the outs. That was my favorite always. In fact, when the ice cream truck during the summer comes around here, sometimes if I hear it in the distance, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go outside. And then I make sure I got cash on me. And then I go and I stop it's me and like 30 kids. And I'm like, get out of my way. And I'm pushing them out of the way. As long as I see the chocolate eclair on the door. But the strawberry ones are also good. That's like my second pick on that. I haven't seen a commercial yet, so you must be getting all of mine, Frank. Frank is team strawberry shortcake. Ah, good old Choco Taco, right? Delicious. We are having a positive Friday if we're talking about ice cream. I might even leave the house after this and go pick up some ice cream for me and my wife. Give her a little surprise after dinner. If you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Admit it, you always got a Colossal Fossil or a WWF Superstars bar. I don't even know what a Colossal Fossil is. And no, literally the only thing I ever got was a chocolate eclair. On the few times that my mother was like, here's some money, because, growing up poor in Belford. Bubble O Bill. I don't know who that is. Is that a friend of yours? That's somebody you used to eat ice cream with? He had a bubblegum nose. Wow. I was really never into any of the ice creams or pops, whatever that had gum in the middle. Really was never really a gum chewer as a child. As a kid, you'd do the big league chew and you'd stick it in the, like you had some chaw in your mouth. Remember, for me, it was the Dell's lemonade truck with a pretzel stick. A lemonade truck. We never had lemon. We had just had the ice cream guy, the creepy looking ice cream guy. They were always creepy looking. Frank says, Google Bubble O Bill, then Google forgotten ice cream truck treats. All right, we're going to do this because it's positive. Better not be some weird sex thing, though. Bubba, oh, I know what that is. It's an iconic Australian frozen dessert produced by Streets Unilever, featuring a cowboy-shaped bar with strawberry chocolate and caramel ice cream, a bullet hole in his hat, and a signature bubblegum ball nose. It has been a staple in Australia and New Zealand since the 1980s. So this is when you lived in Australia. Tom says, I chew Bazooka Joe, but that was only, yeah, you just, to read the it was better just to read the tiny comic. It was a lemon slushy. You guys ever eat that astronaut ice cream? They sold it at a museum here in Mish. He says the dots. Yep, one time. Forgotten ice cream treats. 18 discontinued frozen treats you almost forgot about. Let's do this. Extra cold. I've had the astronaut ice cream, got it from Natural History Museum in New York City. There's Haas. I had that astronaut ice cream when I was living in Alabama. I used to go to the NASA museum that they sold it there. I was going to say the NASCAR, but then I was like, oh yeah, what it is, Alabama. Back itches. All right. Discontinued frozen desserts. Let's do this. Apparently, you can only get astronaut ice cream in museums. Yeah. What is astronaut ice cream? We'll get there, Lorraine. We'll get there. Are you supposed to be right? You're so cute, Keith. You're so cute. Jello pudding pops. I know what they are. I don't think I've ever had them. I don't think we ever bought them. You know, Bill Cosby. That's all I got to say. Klondike Choco Taco. The official Choco Taco is gone. It's far from forgotten. I did love a good Choco Taco, though. Good Humor Toasted Almond Bar. Don't know if I've ever had that. They discontinued it in 2022. Frank says, I used to get astronaut ice cream in Disney, museums in Disney. Popsicle Sprinklers Ice Cream Bar. Vanilla ice cream dipped in chocolate coating with sprinkles. And it looks like a ton of sprinkles. They went out in 2004. Nobody knows why. Popsicle Bubblegum Swirl. You couldn't blow bubbles with it, but it tasted pleasantly of bubblegum. Top 10 things people have done for gone. We got to do one at a time. Nobody misses bubblegum swirl. Ben and Jerry's oatmeal cookie chunk. Apparently people love this. But it was first popped on the scene in 2003 as a limited offering, and the response was so positive that they added it to their permanent lineup until 2012. But then Ben & Jerry's released Oatmeal Dream Pie, a slightly reimagined version of Oatmeal Cookie Chunk in 2023. Just like nobody misses that Hubba Bubba soda. My gosh, yeah, that was gross. I remember that. Lists are only created to enrage folks who read them. Exactly. Frank vaguely remembers Hubba Bubba soda. Good Humor Mounds ice cream bars. I didn't know this was a thing. I would have eaten those. I love Mounds and Almond Joy. I'm a big fan. They're only around from 2012 to 2015. Klondike's York Peppermint Patty. They've been off the market since 2009. That seems like it would have been really good. I'd like it. I'm a big fan of mint chocolate chip ice cream. But here's the thing with mint chocolate chip ice cream: it's got to be green. Don't give me white mint chocolate chip ice cream. I ain't eating it. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. Oh, that's how you tell them apart. Thanks, Tom. Mounds, yes. Almond Joy, see nuts in ice cream. I like nuts in ice cream. Nestle Flintstones Push Up Pops. Don't remember those. The picture looks very old though. You still find these push up pops from Nestle, but not Flintstone versions. For example, I kind of like the way it feels naughty to eat it. I don't like feeling naughty when I'm eating ice cream. I like to feel unnaughty. I won't eat the green mint ones. Lorraine, we can't share chocolate chip mint ice cream then. Push up pops. Mickey's Parade Ice Pops. Now, everything I'm reading so far is they talk about people who are begging these companies to bring these back after all these years. Push-up pops were like eating halfway frozen sugar syrup. Love push-ups. Now I feel dirty saying it after the last comment. How do you feel about chocolate chip mint shake? Delicious. Delicious. I like a good McDonald's St. Patty's Day shake. You know what I'm saying? That's some good stuff. Haagen Dazs sticky toffee pudding ice cream. And they discontinued in 2006. Food Network and Haagen Dazs teamed up to hold a contest where fans submitted ideas for the next flavor. The result was this. Chocolate chip mint as a shake messes me up. Drinking the little chocolate flakes makes me choke. Nice. Ha says, can we go back to talking about hot sauces? My blood sugar is getting high just talking about all this ice cream. No, I'm fat. We're talking about ice cream. Chess says, well, McDonald's St. Patty's Day shake. It's got a name on it. Yeah, St. Patty's Day shake. That's how I order it. Haagen-Dazs were for the rich folks. Yep. Jamocha shake all day, though. Frank says, exactly. Popsicle micro pops. I don't even know what that is. They went out in 2000s. This I've never even heard of. McDonald's Stroop Waffle McFlurry. Stroop Waffle. If you frequented McDonald's in the summer of 2019, there's a good chance you noticed an unexpected yet welcome addition to the chain's dessert menu, the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. The Dutch-inspired dessert was introduced to McDonald's branches in the United States as part of its worldwide favorites menu, which also included Spain's Grand Mick Extreme Bacon Burger, Canada's Tomato Mozzarella Chicken Sandwich, and Australia's Cheesy Bacon Fries. This limited release featured vanilla soft serve with rich caramel swirls and Stroop Waffle caramel waffle cookie pieces. Never even heard of that. Stroop Waffle. Starbucks ice cream? I'm sure it was as bad as a coffee. between 2009 and 2013. The big one was the Java Chip Frappuccino ice cream. All discontinued. Also included England's bland beans and toast ice cream. Delicious. Mick Extreme featuring a slice of Gary Sharon. Just a small slice. You really don't want to. You don't want to eat too much of Gary Sharon. Friendly's watermelon roll. Watermelon, not watermelon. Watermelon. That seems racist. It was around in 1985 until 2021. They released a reimagined watermelon crunch cake. Of course, crunch has a K, but cake is still a C. It has crunchy topping. It's refreshing watermelon and lemon sherbet with rich chocolate chip seeds. Okay. Those were gross. Watermelon burger. Yeah, not watermelon burger. Watermelon burger. Good Humor Candy Center Crunch Ice Cream Bar. It's vanilla ice cream enveloping a chocolate center and a chocolate shell with crisp rice embedded in it. I think I remember these and they were delicious. Trader Joe's salted caramel gelato. I'm not a big Trader Joe's fan, so. Nestle's Cool Creations Bug Pops. Apparently, they were tied in with the Lion King. Looks like they had gummy worm bugs in the ice cream. All right, so there we go. There's your list. Here's your sign. I need to get some writing in, people. In 2023, Good Humor confirmed the Toasted Almond Bar had been discontinued. It was going to be the brave soul that changed the conversation. Come on, brave soul, step up. Some people are going to force me to write. Good luck, Lorraine. It's all on you. Yep, come on, Lorraine. I wrote 500 words today. You? Less than that so far. Be the change you want to see in the world. I watched a thing yesterday where they said in 100 million years, life as we know it on the planet will no longer exist because basically the sun will get too close and burn and kill all of us. So why are we even doing this? Why are we even on YouTube Live if in a few years from now, 100 million, we're all going to be dead anyway? It's Friday. I'm brain dead. My batteries were running low. You got to charge your batteries. You got to charge your batteries like in life. I'm going to charge my watch. Speaking of charging, I'm glad you said that, Keith. My watch almost. I only wrote 200-ish. You're still beating me so far today. Wednesday, I had to work on formatting my next book for my ARC readers. He says, I dreamed last night that Lorraine did a YouTube video asking the world to stop cussing. What the hell, Keith? See, proved you wrong. That's funny. Lorraine as a lady, hell, that's a curse for her. I'm from New Jersey. I say the F word every other word. Haas says, this might be an embarrassing question, but what are ARC readers, Lorraine? Advanced Reader Copy is what it stands for. So it's you send it to people before the book comes out so they can read, and when the book goes live, they can post their review and help you sell some books. He says, hell is not a cuss, it's a place. Try again. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Thanks. Well, maybe that's true, Keith. Cheese and rice. Well, come on, Frank. Oh, with the language. I just put a y'all in this one. Y'all don't need to be worrying about me. Charlotte, she's talking. I tend to use ARC welders instead of ARC readers. I don't know why. They give terrible feedback. I've been able to piss and even double hockey sticks. Again, all the profanity. I feel weird that everyone thinks I'm a nun or something. Tom using profanity. Y'all. Sorry, Lauren, I think I may have started that. Yeah. You started that when you said that Alice Cooper lived in Arizona. It has not rained in days here, and it got really dark, and I'm like, oh, it's going to rain. I don't think it's going to rain. It keeps saying rain in Jacksonville. Rain will end soon in Jacksonville. Well, not this part of Jacksonville. There's a part of Jacksonville that's getting a ton of rain, and all their grass is growing, all of their crops. None of my corn is growing in the yard. I'll have none of that, Lorraine. Get it? None. I'm definitely going to the store after we get off of here. It's okay, Chad. I've earned my swear words. Went hung out with Chris, the filmmaker, yesterday. We went to Pine Grove Deli, and I got steak in a sack. Delicious, super tender meat with some veggies in a pita. And it was friggin' delicious. So I added pita on my my grocery list. I'm like, you know what? When's the last time I had a good pita? Says it's been unseasonably cold in Southwest Mich. We're talking 40s and 50s. It's never that cold in May. Well, that's a bit much. It's 78 here. I think 79 is the high for today. We've had some really, really warm days, but again, warm and humid and absolutely no rain. Oh, he says, thanks, Frank. Pita and steak, yes, yes. Sacks are always delicious, right? You name one sack that's bad. I can't. I can't. You know who was the greatest at sacks though? Mark Gastineau. Just it was nearly 80 in April. Now it's cold. Yeah, that's weird. For instance, there was a time I wanted to ban swearing from the world, though. See, and then you got into Keith's psyche, and he's thinking about it. No, it's a great stress valve. Yeah, hacky sacks, sparingly used, of course. That you're talking about hacky sacks, right? You don't want to use hacky sacks all the time. I scream and yell all day when I'm here. I scream and curse and go nutty. Cats think I'm nuts. I'm going to charge my Kindle Fire up. I'm on my final written warning at work for cussing. Chad says I very rarely cuss. John Bowden, before I met Chad, when I was about to, I think I was the first time I was going to interview you on Armcast podcast or something. And I told Bowden, I was like, oh, I'm going to be interviewing Chad Lutsky. And he's like, don't use profanity. He does not like profanity. Don't curse. I'm like, okay, all right. I appreciate that. I won't curse around him. Tom says it's only profanity because a group of people got together and decided for everyone else that certain words were bad. Yeah, they're just words. Loren says I only say two words when I'm very upset, which has been a lot lately. I once told the manager I'm not swallowing your bullshit today. That was a good day. That does sound like a good day. No F bombs or GDs ever. Yeah, if every now and then I slip and I say the GD, and my wife gets mad. I always say, "Don't say that." Like I can say the F word in front of her 1,000 times. Doesn't bother. She knows. That's just how I grew up. Chad says, "I'm not sure what Button said, but he did say that." GD and JC are 100% off limits for me for sure, even in fiction. Yeah, I don't rate those either, usually. Go for Hernandez? Yeah, that guy. Ugh, I hate that guy. No, I think you're referring to Mike Damone. If you want Van Halen tickets, go to Mike Damone. Yes, I draw the line there everywhere. It's that Southern upbringing you and my wife have. She grew up with a minister for a dad. I grew up with a guy from New Jersey for a dad. I'm looking forward to going out and getting some ice cream. Oh, my wife's going to be surprised. Surprised and all kinds of happy. I never heard much foul language in school growing up, but now the kids are saying all kinds of things around here. Yeah. Well, kids are awful. All kids are awful. What's awful? My kids. They're all awful. And you're going to be like, oh, everybody's like, oh, no, my kids are great. Your kids are jerks. You may put up with their crap. People are jerks. I don't know where I'm going with that. I remember I was in kindergarten and Vinny Ferrara was in my kindergarten class and he started saying a word and we just said it all day. And I came home and I can still remember standing there in the living room and saying to my mom, hey, I learned a new word today. And she said, what's the word? And I knew it was a bad word. And I said, fungul. And she got pissed. She's like, where'd you learn that? Like, Vinny Ferrara. She's like, you don't say that. Then I remember my dad came home for dinner and my mother said, oh, guess what your son learned today? And he said, what? And she said, tell your dad. And I said, Vinny Ferrara taught me fungul. And then my dad laughed. He's like, okay. All right. Frank says, like 6'7". No, we don't say, us kids don't say that anymore. Bell curve. I'm from New York. If you weren't cursing as a kid, they put you in the special classes. Exactly. I'd imagine you didn't hear a lot of that in the convent, Lorraine. Frank says, everything is low key. Oh, I laughed so hard at that, Chad, that I could barely stop to type. Vinny Ferrara, later known as Nikki Six. Yeah, a different person, but yeah. Vinny came when I did my first book signing at Belfort Brewing Company. And again, I hadn't seen him since high school, and he looked exactly the same. And I told that story in front of everybody, and he thought that was hysterical. Of course, he didn't remember it from 40 years ago. When he said I should train my husband to stop with the F-bombs early on. He's from New York, yeah, so he gets it. Nikki Six, the man who continues to fool non-musicians everywhere. Ah, Nikki. I'm adding some Substack people right now because somebody had followed me on Substack, and I always try to follow 2 or 3 people after that to build up my my stack of subs, as us young kids say. It's funny. There's a lot of people on here, and I'm like, yeah, I follow you everywhere else, and I don't even talk to you. I'm not following you on this. You want to follow me? You follow me. You want to blame it on somebody. Blame it on Lorraine. That's what I always say to people. Pub sub stack. Yeah. Pub sub. A pub sub. If I wasn't making delicious dinner tonight, I would just get us a couple, 3 pub subs, 7 or 8 pub subs, 46 pub subs. Pub subs. Let me look up a sausage and potatoes recipe. From the website South Your Mouth. South Your Mouth. And of course, I love these. It's like 400 pages if you printed this out about how the first time her grandmother ever made this. I'm like, it's sausage and potatoes, lady. Calm down. You throw the sausage in with the potatoes. Right, so I've never heard that one from you before. I'm in no way. Maybe 3 to 4 times at least. I think I even say it in the video too, Lorraine. I can't help myself. Armand, Red Sox destroyed Detroit this week. Took every game in the series. I'm sort of right, and then they got killed by the friggin' Rays yesterday. Although the Rays are on a streak. I'm like, oh, good, 3 in a row. We beat the Tigers. Let's keep this going, and then we lose yesterday. That website sounds aggressive. Isn't that aggressive? South Your Mouth. Should be southyourmouthbitches.com. And I'm going to do air fryer. I got to look up an air fryer one. So this one's like smoked sausage, baby potatoes. This one's like kielbasa sausage, Yukon Gold, something red onion. I'm like, shut up. Bruh, the ad city. Seriously, I don't know. I'm sorry. 33 seconds. I didn't set it for like more ads or anything. It seems like YouTube's like, let's just give all the ads to Frank. Lorraine, we're going to leave alone today, but Frank, you're going to get all of her ads as well, plus 10 more people. I don't get it. Maybe I'll just cook it in a pan. So here's my problem, though. My wife will not eat vegetables. So if I want vegetables in mine, I got to make them on the side. What's in swamp potatoes? It's a flavorful Cajun dish. Potatoes, onion, sausage, and green beans. I'm a huge green beans fan. He says, I haven't had one yet, but I did get one with the unboxing when it finished. And I thought that was too short of a video for one. Let's see how long that video is. Yeah, it's a 5-minute, 37-second video. You know what? I ain't complaining. which is weird because I just looked and the ads are turned off on it. Literally, literally, there's no monetization on that video. You sure it was on that one? On the Two Books one? Only videos longer than 8 minutes are eligible for mid-roll ads during the video, it says. So how did you see an ad? It's kind of weird. For instance, yeah, most days I only have to watch ads when I first pop in, but today it's like every 5 minutes, which is weird because again, it's just set on medium. YouTube is probably all like TGIS idiot actually watched the ads show him more. It was when it ended. That's weird. Maybe it was for the video that it rolled. It probably was the one it rolled into. And because literally I had it, I just realized it's not even turned on. I turned it on. It won't work. Yeah, next video. If it's at the end, that's probably just YouTube showing you an ad before the next video plays. Hey, you typed the same thing. I didn't type fast enough. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. What are devil potatoes? Deviled potatoes, but this says devil potatoes. Devil potatoes, I like that better. Bite-sized appetizer featuring small cooked potatoes that are hollowed out and stuffed with a creamy, tangy filling. What do Germans serve with sausage? More sausage. Mm. This person's saying use Johnsonville fully cooked sausage with cheddar in the middle. I don't want to use cheddar. And I got to melt butter. Ugh. I'm just as God made me. This twisted old fruit, I'm just as God made me. I'm too frank until I get old enough that I look like a little tailoring. Bakes potatoes stuffed with dirty diapers. That sounds disgusting. There's Charlie's. Speaking of not disgusting. Ryan says, hate to take off right after dirty diapers without video to make. Have a good weekend, guys. Have a good one, Lorraine. I will hopefully see you on Monday. If I don't see you, Lorraine, have a good Mother's Day as well. All right. Let's do this one. Sausage and potatoes in a skillet. I don't want to put stuff in the oven and holy crap. Just get to the recipe. When my grandmother was a child, oh, if you have a garden full of herbs at your back door, you can add a little bit to that. All right, I'm going to do that. Since I have my thyme, rosemary, basil, and fresh oregano plants outside, I could use all those. Lorraine's going to make a video for you, Charlie. She's worried you don't have a sense of humor, though. So even if you don't have a sense of humor, act like you have a sense of humor. You don't hurt her feelings. This person uses turkey sausage. I will not be using turkey sausage. Sharina, the information don't have any books. No, she's doing it for your, I think, for your Substack. But I think I found my what do you call it? Trista is very sweet. She's very supportive, even though I suspect that my stories aren't her cup of tea or cup o' tea. She is very supportive. All right. Get a little bit more writing in. I'm going to write more words than Keith today. That's my goal. And it's not a negative thing; it's a positive thing. Gives me a bar to hop over. What are you working on today? I'm working on my King of the Mountain Southern Gothic noir thriller. I'm trying to get a chapter done. Almost there. Coming along pretty well. Yeah. I'm almost 44,000 words now. I'm about halfway. I figure I'm about halfway done with it. Maybe a little bit more than that. Last couple of days I worked on it, but I had to rewrite a subplot. I had to work it through. So that was that took up a lot of time, and then hanging out with the Chris the filmmaker yesterday for lunch for 2 or 3 hours. That also held me back a little bit from getting more in. Okay, got to charge my fire. Do you already have agents in mind who you plan to shop it to? No, we talked about this in the beginning, but since you weren't here, I will reiterate what I said. I am not looking at agents. People keep going, "Oh, you should look at this." I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about where I need to do research. I don't want to think anything about agents at all until the book is done. Then I'm going to start doing the work, because my fear is that I will waste so much time looking for agents, and then I'm going to find somebody that's perfect, and then they're like, "Yeah, you send it until the 15th of this month, and then I'm closed for the next year," kind of thing. And I don't want to do that. I want to shop it when the book is ready, when it's gone through beta readers, when my editor has gone through it. That's when I'm going to be like, this is the best book I can possibly send out there. And so that's basically what I'm going to do. There's Michael Schotter. Chess says, can you get us an elevator pitch of King of the Mountain? I can get it to you, yeah. I can also give it to you. An elevator pitch, here's my elevator pitch. Don't self-publish. Oh, no, that was the elevator. Somebody yelled at somebody. The elevator pitch, as far as I can, the conception right now is, we're at a remote area of Georgia. 3 older gentlemen in their 60s who grew up together. One of them lives on Cooper Mountain. That's his last name. His family has owned this mountain. Another one, Harper, is the sheriff, and the other one, Tucker, heads basically the drug cartel, kind of like the Dixie Mafia type people. And so the 3 of them grew up together, and they come at odds because Tucker's 2 sons, Asher and Bump, are trying to set up meth labs on the mountain. And then chaos ensues from there. So it's all the stuff, all the Southern stuff that I've read over the years, kind of thrown in there, I guess. And there's obviously a lot more to it than that, but that's the main thing. We focus on these 3 people. Part 1 is winter, part 2 is spring, part 3 is summer, and then part 4 is what? Fall. But I'm almost done with, I'm on chapter 25 of 30. That would end up being, it's like 15 chapters apart, roughly. So I'm almost done. Chapter 30 will be the last one for spring. And then we get into summer, chapter 31 and above. Now, the fall one might only be 1 or 2 chapters, because that might be, at that point, I'm figuring that might be wrap up stuff, but I haven't figured that out yet because I'm just pantsing it. Sounds really good. Well, thank you, Charlie. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully you'll buy 30 copies. Give them out to friends and family. You know what? Every giraffe and every kangaroo gets a copy. Can't remember. Did you ever end up reading a David Joy book? I have two David Joy books on my nightstand that I got from the library. I have not read either of them because I'm trying to wrap up the second what's her name, Kyra Ruda book, because I'm interviewing her Tuesday night. So I got to finish her second book first, and just haven't. Yes, The Joy of David, that book. Just haven't gotten a lot of sleep, good sleep lately. But I'm guessing from Saturday night, the dog will be gone, and then I can hopefully get back to normal. We can get back to my wife sleeping in the same bed with me, with only one dog, and the cat's not freaking out. All of those things, and then I will get some more reading in. My goal tomorrow, Saturday, is her to go do the dog, go bring the dog back. She'll drive home. She'll be upset. Maybe I'll see if she wants to go get a steak dinner or something to relax. And then so I probably won't get a lot. Probably won't get any writing in tomorrow, even with her not here. Watch some baseball, relax. So I might get some reading in tomorrow. I want to finish this book. I'm about halfway done with it. And then Sunday morning, we'll get some writing in with Peter Marsh, hopefully. And then I'll watch baseball and relax the rest of Sunday. So, you people have exciting things to do this weekend. Remember, Sunday's Mother's Day. Buy me something nice. Your kids aren't celebrating Mother's Day with you? I'm not a mom. Shelly will be at her mother's for Mother's Day. I think she's going to do food. I think she's cooking or something. So I might go over there and have some lunch with them. But I'm sure the kids will call her. My daughter's already given her My daughter gave Shelly a coffee mug that says "Dog Mom," and then a with it comes a dog bowl that says something that ties into mom's dog or something. So, but no, that's it. So I might go over for lunch on Sunday. I'm sure Tom will not come downstairs, so I won't see Tom, but he'll be there somewhere in the house. Holy crap! With his business manager partner request. I mean, I get like 10 of these a day. I don't want that. They want, and you can't turn it off. Fried pickle dip. Nope. Ain't doing that. That looks gross. I got that. Figured it was spam. I mean, I'm literally getting like 10 of them a day. I don't even know if it's spam or not. Doesn't even matter. And even though I've hit several of them as spam because I just don't want them, like you just keep getting them. Yeah, I got 17. Or you did not. There's no way you got 17 in a row. Me and the boys don't believe you. I don't know if I should go to Winn Dixie or if I should go to Publix, though. My life is so hard. So hard. Another new scam, very annoying. And again, it's like a billion of them. Strippers and salsa play a big role in the upcoming Owl book, and the subtitle "Thought Sauce" is coming to mind. But I think I'll keep brainstorming. Yeah, that might be one of those words that you're gonna see banned. I mean, it works on Pornhub. I don't know. Actually, in Florida here, Pornhub is banned. You can't even look at Pornhub here. Pretty much anything, any website that starts with BBW is blocked at this point for me. Like those are the only ones I look at. I mean, not that I look at them. You know what I'm saying? That I know of. I meant to say I know of. I mean, who really looks at porn? For instance, I thought you were smarter than that. In MS, you have to verify your age with an ID. Yeah, there's no way I'm giving anybody my ID. Here, creepy porn site. Here's my identification. Do you also want to know uh, my favorite color and the name of my first pet? My mother's maiden name? Here's the last form of social security. Exactly. Porn will warp your mind and alter your impression of what a healthy sex life looks like. There's another PSA from Keith. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just at a point in my life, I'm just too lazy. Yeah, whatever. I was hoping Nick would be on because I got big news. There's Nick. Speaking of lazy, now that I got Nick and I got Frank on, this is information that you guys might or might not even care about. I don't know. I just got word yesterday. Blind Frog Ranch will be back. It's the end of this month, I believe 28th, 29th, something like that. Here's the fun part. Chad, the son, he's still in prison for killing that guy in his cellmate, so he won't be out anytime soon. And the dad is got a lot of health issues, so he's basically sold the ranch, Blind Frog Ranch, to the guy with the Indiana Jones hat. That's really boring, and that guy's bringing in his dad and a whole new crew of people this year to search for the Mayan treasure. Yeah, come on up. Yeah, no, just come right up. Just climb right up on me. So that's going to be happening. So in a couple 3 weeks, we have new Blind Frog Ranch. I figured you guys would be a lot more excited than my wife when I told her this morning. I'm like, huge news. And she's like, what? Thinking I made money or something. I'm like, Blind Frog Ranch. And then she just groaned at me. She's like, I'm going to work. Keith, as long as who's paying mine, Frank says. Come at me, bro. The wait is over, Nick. Yeah. I'm so bored with this new season of Skinwalker Ranch. Got to be because there's no dragon. Maybe Dragon Jump shows. That would be nice. New Skinwalker Ranch, I think, is the 19th. You're still watching last season. The new season starts in 11 days. And looking at the commercial, there's a guy with a hat on. You just see a silhouette of the hat, and Dragon wears the hat. Not a cowboy hat, just a regular baseball cap. So I'm hoping he's back. You need to train the cat to sit on your shoulders like a parrot. She is very heavy. Nick says, thought you watched Oak Island. I do. I watch all of it. I watched the season finale of Oak Island. Dragon wears the hat and Piggy has the conch. Piggy has the conch? The it's a parent. I can't hear myself. Yeah, I watched Oak Island, the season finale, and the last half hour of it is just them sitting around talking about all the things they found. I'm like, you didn't find anything. You literally are nowhere closer than you were in season 1. Literally the first 15 years ago when you guys got on the island and you first shovel full of dirt, that's as close as you've ever gotten. Season finale where they will look at Woodmore. Yeah. And my wife absolutely, she doesn't watch it. Like she'll catch glimpses if I'm watching it when she walks in the room, but otherwise she's like, I don't like that Dr. Spooner guy. He sounds like she's just making stuff up. I'm like, I know. They're like, we don't know what's going on. Well, there's silver in the water. All right, right here. Okay, so they dig right there and there's no silver. And now he's like, well, next season, I'm going to test all the wood, find all the silver in the wood. Kiss has recorded a new song. Why? Although they were done with that years ago. They were like, nobody wants to hear new stuff from us. They just want to hear all the classics. Yeah, that war room has bleacher seating now. Yeah. What are you doing? Just sit and relax. You better be doing this to Nick Zinn when he gets here from MondoCon. He'll let you sit. The other night we were watching TV, and she's like, "Move this pillow." I'm like, "Where do you want me to put it?" She's like, "I don't know, put it over there." I'm like, "On Nick's chair." She's like, "That's not Nick's chair." I'm like, "Literally, Nick is the only one who sits in that chair. That's Nick's chair." There are lizards. I don't know why, there's a ton of lizards out here lately. And this cat goes nuts with these lizards. Your cat's only like Shelly and Armand. Yeah. Well, there's just too many people in the house. Plus, Tom has that weird smell. What's up? Is that what it is? It's mating season for the lizards? They keep climbing up on the screens outside, and the cats are just going, just crazy, which is funny. Like if I open the window, that lizard would beat the crap out of you. And this is why I can't get any writing in. Right here. This is why. Because of Maisie. Maisie's here. Mary is in the window sleeping. Stop licking my elbow. That's just weird. If I wanted to be licked, I'd invite Keith up. Do you guys have tegus? What the fuck is that? And iguanas where you live? I don't know. We got lizards. The Florida lizards. Whatever the anacondas and the pythons haven't eaten. We had a not in this development, but the development next to us. Somebody had there was an American croc, not a gator, an American croc in there, a baby. And everybody's like, "Oh, there's no crocodiles in the U.S. in Florida." There is quite a few, actually. Stop rubbing your elbow in bacon grease. Maybe that's it. Anoles. Is that like a cannoli, but with not all the filling? There is an iguana problem in South Florida because of irresponsible pet owners. Yeah, which is also why there's a snake problem, which is why there's also crocodiles in the sewers. I remember a guy that we knew in years and years ago when I first moved down, and he had moved from Miami to Ormond Beach, where I was living at the time. And he had, we talked about, because I had piranhas when I was growing up. In my teen years, somebody had given me 4 of them, and then they ate each other until there was one giant one left. And they were real Amazon. They were actual piranhas, not those red belly things that they sell in the store that look like piranhas, but they don't have teeth and they don't eat meat. And he had like a shit ton of piranhas. And then when he moved to Ormond Beach, I'm like, "Well, let me see your piranhas." He's like, "Oh no, I just let them go." Like, "What? Stop. What do you mean you let them go?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you just dump them in the Everglades and then they'll survive." And I'm like, "Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that?" Green and brown anoles are the lizards you are bitching about. Yeah, there's a brown one I see right there, and there's a green one on the screen. I think Maisie sees it now too. Get your ass out of my face. Unless you're Keith, get your ass out of my face. Stop licking my arm. Goodness. Not getting any writing in. She does this when I lay down in the bed and I'm reading. And then she keeps bumping into the book, or she keeps bumping into my Amazon Fire to get it out of my hand. And then she does this really annoying thing where she takes the paperback and she folds it, she bends it all the way back and ruins the spine. And I'm like, "Who do you think you are?" Stop. That's it. Get down. Jump. Thank you. Let's It's really fat. Welcome to the cat corner of the stream. Yeah, I know, right? Ooh, she scraped my leg up really bad the other day. I'm gonna have scars, be scar tissue. You are so salty. Maybe she needs that in her diet right now. Maybe, I don't know why. It's not like I'm doing anything that I would actually sweat. Chad says we've got a pit bull problem. The pound is full of them because the white trash thugs around here who can't even keep a job get a dog and then decide it was a bad idea. But first, puppies. Yep. Yeah, we have that here too. We have that as well. You know, thug life. And then they're like, "Oh, I got to take care of this dog. I can't take care of this dog. All my money's got to go into additions to my car. That's worth more than the trailer I live in. I can't bring this dog to Avonwood Estates. Oh, see, look at this. Helen Edwards, a literary agent with DHH Literary Aid in London. She just sent me a message out of nowhere. She just wants to. She couldn't even put anything in the subject line. Generally impressed by what she read. There's something very engaging about your writing style, particularly the way your story flows and how naturally your characters come through on the page. And guess what? No. Oh, this person saw my book High Tide on Amazon, and they wanted to work with me on something. Gonna get that subwoofer. Yeah, gotta get that. Exactly. I just always thought that was funny driving through anywhere, driving through the, let's say, the poorer areas. I'm not going to say ghetto. That's mean. Through the poorer areas of the world, and there's people that live in $20,000 houses with $50,000 cars because of all the work they've done on them. Think you have a new blurb. Yep. When you do start querying agents, make sure you drop Colleen Hoover's name. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Listen, Mark Twain has sent me several messages. So, I mean, I'm trying not to brag. I'm just trying to get an agent. I don't know if you've worked with him before. Dear Mr. Agent, is this Gmail the best way to get in touch with you? Or should I use the Hotmail account? Obviously, I will not be on live this weekend. And I did not do a Friday writing video today. I was like, you know what? I don't. I'll do one for Sunday. I got some great ideas still, but I'm also running out of ideas. So hopefully, people will send me some more ideas. I think Frank gave me one yesterday or the day before. Lack of positivity. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Come on. Why is this freezing up? How I try to remain positive. That's gonna be like a 2-minute video. I won't even be able to talk about that enough to get ads. Drank all my mushroom coffee and didn't have to go to the bathroom. How I drink mushroom coffee and don't have to go to the bathroom. How I enjoy reading my reviews. That would be a come on. I said suddenly everything's just like frozen. We lost power this morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, apparently. Any video I've done, I'm just going to do an opposite video. I don't know why this is not working. There you go. How people live in my head rent free while I'm not in the celebrity room. Should I be doing that video or somebody else? Those pictures of them just look so douchey. Panzer versus Poser, a reflection on generative AI. Yeah, Blunder in Paradise is right. Oh, new email from Writer Beware about book festival scams, interview fakes, 2 new AI-driven impersonation scams to avoid. Because we don't have enough trouble. Had to work for a minute, but I'm back. Did someone say Kiss recorded a new song? Did somebody say that? Yes, Charlie, a song written by Stanley. Stanley Tucci, though. Stanley Tucci wrote it. Is it good? Gene Simmons confirms Kiss has recorded a new Paul Stanley written song. We are in the studio right now. This was yesterday. They might still be in the studio. Hopefully not the one in Belleville that burned down, though. He said, I do see a lot of writers doing fan fiction on Reddit, and I always want to chime in and ask them why. How I went to a book signing and turned my fancy shirt into the Shroud of Turin. It'll be coming out at some point. Last month, Gene told Polestar magazine that new Kiss songs will be featured in the upcoming Avatar-based Kiss show, which is tentatively scheduled to launch in Vegas in 2028. Kiss hasn't issued a full-length disc of new music since 2012's Monster, which sold 56,000 copies in the United States in its first week of release to land at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. The band's previous LP, Sonic Boom, opened with 108,000 units back in October 2009 to enter at number 2. It was Kiss's highest charting LP ever. Yeah, they're going to do some new music. Just that's a good story title, Frank. Just Stephanie Myers wrote some fan fiction that turned out pretty well for her. Yeah, that is true. Okay, avatars are lame. Whoa! Not for Kiss fans. Ha says fan fiction, how to waste your time. Video title idea. Ches, I mean, I don't understand fan fiction personally unless they're just trying to work on their writing muscle. That I understand of it. Although a lot of that fan fiction stuff is basically like, hey, I really like The Simpsons. Let's have Marge uh, get gangbanged by 30 guys. Like that, you see all those stupid fan fiction stuff. He says, even then, Chad, you'd be better off working and reworking your own stuff. Nick says, let me get this straight. Kiss will have an Avatar show in Vegas with new music. I'm paying for avatars. I want classics. No, you're going to get all the classic songs, but they're also going to add a couple, three. Well, I think this guy's getting out of his. The mailman's getting out of his. What do you call that? Oh, he's got a box. He's got a box. This better be for me. I agree with you, Chad. Muscle of Writing by Alice Cooper. Exactly. It is kind of weird that they're writing new music though. Like I don't understand why. For your stupid Avatar thing. Frank says, Nick, that to me reads, I'm not really a Kiss fan. Yeah, Nick. Let me go see what this box is. Might have another unboxing video today. Yep. Coffee. New coffee. New coffee. My wife's like, hey, order this coffee. Because a percentage of it goes to cat rescue. I'm like, all right, I like cats. They said, just like Def Leppard only wanted to play their new stuff. You want Pour Some Sugar on Me? Nope, you're getting Rejoice. Yeah. That for them, I never understand. I remember watching an interview with them years ago, and they were like, nobody cares about Photograph anymore. They just want to hear the new music. I'm like, said no fan of a band ever. You can't be a real Kiss fan if you don't blindly sell money at all their wacky gimmicks. You don't blindly throw money. Right. Whoop. Whoop, there it is. Not to be confused with Whoop, there it is. Two different songs. Whoop, there it is, was written by 95 South, a rap group from here in Jacksonville. Whoop, there it is, was written by that other band from Atlanta. That's the song that everybody knows. But the first one was Woot, there it is, with the same chorus, which would be Woot, there it is. There we go. We just learned something new today. I mean, I already knew it. That's why I said it. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap this up. I'll probably do another unboxing video later on. Go watch my other stuff. Appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe button. Appreciate everybody watching 33 seconds or more of the ads. I appreciate all of you. Have a great, great weekend. Thank you for I'm going to enjoy my sausage and potatoes tonight. Cheers, everyone, even you, Charlie. Yeah, go ruin another book, Charlie. Why don't you just give it to the kangaroo? I don't even know if you have kangaroos there. I will see everybody on Monday. Bring your A game.